Hello everyone, today I have this Renesas Quick Connect Beginners Kit V2 which is an IoT board from Renesas. We'll be taking a look at this, we'll be playing around with this and let's see what we can do with this. So this Renesas board is basically an IoT board, okay. It's focused around IoT and it has an ARM processor on it. So I usually review FPGA boards and all, but I thought this would be a pretty nice thing to show you applications of IoT as well, okay. So I'll be trying out this board and we'll implement some of the basic IoT stuff on it. So in this video we'll be doing 3 projects on this. So first project will be Blink, LED Blink, right. So whenever you get an embedded board, you first off what you do, you put a Blink example on it, right. So I'll be doing that, and in doing that we'll be seeing the flow of how this board is programmed, okay. So this board is programmed through a web based IDE that we'll be seeing. So that flow is quite different from usual Arduino and stuff, so we'll be seeing that flow, and we'll also be putting 2 other examples. One is this Bluetooth based control and other is this cloud exchange, okay, cloud information exchange from this board. Those 2 are mentioned in this board's documentation, so I'll be taking a look at that and let's see how easy it is to implement those examples on this board. So let's get started. So the board uses a web-based IDE which is known as Quick Connect Studio. Let's go there. If you go to Quick Connect Studio, this is Quick Connect platform. Let's go in here and then you just launch Quick Connect Studio, okay. And you have to log in when you start doing the project. Initially you need to log in into this, so I've already logged in and I've made some projects, so it appears in this workspace. So if you see the workspace, this is your typical Eclipse based workspace for ARM. Okay, if you have done STM32 or even Zinc based development, then you might be familiar with this kind of flow. So this web based design means that we do not have to install many of the dependencies that we usually have to do when we install a toolchain, right. Whenever you install let's say STM32 Cube or Zinc, even you have to install lots of dependencies and all. So this I think the point of this web based interface is that you do not have to install all those things, okay. For flashing the board though, you need to install other stuffs. I will show you that as well, but here let's start with our development. So the first project that we'll be doing is the LED Blink on this board, okay. So let's start by going into create a project. I'll name it, I'll write Blink, and here you need to select a template, okay. So if you see, this Blink project got created, but you need to have a platform project on it, right. For doing that, I'll drag and drop this board, okay. So this board is this BGKRA6E2. I'll be dragging it and I'll be dropping it in here. So this is a drag drop system, as you can see. We'll be able to connect different peripherals as well through the PMODs here. So if we go in here, I have to select this application configuration. So if you are familiar with the ARM development flow, there we also need to basically have an application project running, right, on the ARM chip. So here they have made this easier by providing us some templates about the applications, okay. So I have developed a few stuff, if you see in here, and I have noticed that you need to select an application, okay, a configuration. So the best way, if you want to develop something from scratch, that also you can do. The best flow, I believe, is to select an application configuration which is closest to your application and then do changes on that. So here if you see, the Blink example is actually already present. If you go in IoT and other, here we can see this is Blink LEDs. If I press it, the application configuration will be set to Blink LEDs, okay, which is a template over here. Now what we need to do after we select this application configuration, I need to build it. So I'll just build this. Alright, so the build is finished successfully, and this is instructions for running. This readme.md file appears after you have built this application. Okay, so in every application after you build it, you get this readme file, and here it says we need to build this project, and after that we'll be able to flash this using JFlash Lite. Okay, so if you see this JFlash Lite tool, you need to install this tool over here in order to program this board. Okay, so even though the development actually happens online in this web-based IDE, but you need to upload your program on this board using the offline tool. So what you do is you download the flashing file from here, and then you flash it using your actual desktop environment. Okay, so if we go in here, this LED blink code is basically built, and we'll be able to flash it on our board. So if you go into this debug folder over here, you can see we'll have this srec file, and this is the file we need to flash on this board. Okay, so we need to download this. Here if you go into download, we have downloaded the file, and then we need to open the JFlash Lite. So you need to install this JFlash Lite in order to program this board on your desktop. So if you open it, I'll connect this board. So I've connected the board, and now I'll basically flash it. So this is the configuration, this is the target device and all. I'll press OK, and let's choose our file. So I just downloaded it, so it must be in the downloads folder, and this is the file. I'll just open it, and I'll just program this device. Okay, and once we program this device, we'll be able to see the LEDs flashing. Okay, so let's program it and move the camera on the board. Okay, alright, so we have programmed the board, and now you can see these LEDs are blinking over here. So the program that we have uploaded is basically blinking these two LEDs at a different rate. These two LEDs over here are programmed and blinking. Alright, so as you saw, the LEDs are blinking. Now if you need to customize something else, what you can do is you can go into this sources, and you can go into this main application.c. So here what you can do is you can customize this entire code. So if you see here, we have this LED 1 going high, and then this LED 2 going high and all. If you want just LED 1 to go high, what we can do, we can just remove this LED 2 from here, and then again build this project, and we can reflash this using the srec file. Okay, so you can develop many of the customized stuff in here as well. What I like about this board is that it is providing me an abstracted view of the project. So I can run different applications and all provided from the template, but if I need to customize things, I can go into these main.c files, and I can change stuff from there as well. I'll show you another example in which we will be sending and receiving data from this board to cloud. Okay, AWS cloud. So that is one of the example projects mentioned in their documentation. So I'll be doing that. So we'll be creating another project in which we'll be basically logging the data of temperature and humidity from this board, and we'll be sending it to the AWS cloud. Okay, so for that, let's make a project. So we need to grab our board, and we'll drop it over here. And here we will need sensors as well. Okay, so if you see, these are many sensors, and we have gotten 3 of the modules in this Quick Connect v2.0 kit. We have got a temperature and humidity sensor, and we have got a Wi-Fi module, and we have a Bluetooth module as well. So we need this Wi-Fi and this temperature and humidity module in order to do this project, right? So what we'll be doing is we'll be taking this temperature and humidity sensor from here. This is known as HS4001. I'll just drop it over here, and we'll be connecting it on this port, right? So this is the PMOD port on which we are connecting this module, and along with this we'll be also connecting this Wi-Fi module. Okay, so this is DA1660 that I have with me. I'll be placing it over here, and that will be connected. So as you saw, this is connected over here, and now we need to select an application configuration. So in here, if you go into IoT, and this template is provided for that as well. If you go into sensor data to AWS cloud, I'll be doing this project MQTT on chip. Okay, so I'll be selecting this application, and then I'll be building it. Alright, so the build has been completed, and we need to adjust many of the things in here. So if you see, again a readme file has opened, and here we have the instructions for continuing over here. So if you see, these are the different instructions. We need to change this Wi-Fi SSID and password and all, right? So for doing that, we have to go into a header file, and we need to provide our SSID and password. For that, if you go into src, we have this user.h, and here I will provide my Wi-Fi SSID. So I have named my Wi-Fi SSID as test, and password as 128, and then I need to provide this certificates. Okay, so if you go into certificate.h, this is the header file for certificates, and this certificate you will get from the AWS cloud. Okay, so for this you need to have an AWS account. So I have created an AWS account, and if you see, I need to log in here. So let's log in. So I've logged into this AWS console. If you go into IoT Core, this is a service that we are using, and you do not need to pay. You get free credits here. So this AWS IoT Core is basically acting like a MQTT broker. Okay, what is an MQTT broker? MQTT broker provides a way through which our boards and all can publish and subscribe to different topics. Okay, so in MQTT you have topics where you can basically publish your data, and you can the other guys can subscribe onto that data in order to get that message. So that is how it works. Here I needed to set this up, so I created topics over here, and if you see, if I subscribe to this Humidity thing over here, I'll be getting data. If the board publishes the data, I'll be getting it over here. So setting up this thing takes some time, and setting up, if you do not have an AWS account, that also takes time, creating the account. And once you have the account, you can just go into AWS IoT Core, and you can basically create a topic over here. When you create this topic, you will get certificates for it, and there you need to open that using Notepad, and you need to copy stuff from there. And after copying, you need to paste it in here. Okay, so begin and end certificate, you need to paste 3 of it here. You need to paste the key and the certificate, and this is root certificate over here. Once you paste that, you will be able to build it again and then put your design on this board. So I have done that over here. In this example, if you see, I have basically edited all those things. Here I have provided my SSID, and this is the username. I have kept it as my name only, and this is the host. Okay, and this is the topic that we are publishing into. So this is the user LED topic. So in here we can basically control an LED from the console, from the AWS console on the board as well. Okay, so for that we have this topic that we have created on our board. This is the certificate.h, and you need to paste it in here, right? So I'll blur this all because your certificate will have different stuff, right? Once you do that, you need to have the SREC. Now I will build this again and take the SREC file, and we'll flash it on the board, and we'll see it working. Alright, so the build is completed. We need to go into debug, and we need to download this SREC file, right? So I'll download it and I'll flash it on the board. Okay. Alright, so now what I need to do is I need to basically connect these two modules in here. Okay, so if you see the block diagram that we had created, this one over here, you can see this is the Wi-Fi module that we need to plug in. So I'll just plug it in from here, and we need to have this humidity module, temperature and humidity module in this port. Okay, this PMOD port over here. So I put these two modules just like in the block diagram. Alright, so the code has been uploaded. Now we can go on the console and we can see the data. Okay, so first off, I'll turn on my hotspot from my phone. Alright, so as you can see, we have started getting the data over here. So if you can see, this is the temperature data that we have subscribed to, and we have got two packets right now, 25.92 and 25.86, and we have also subscribed to this humidity. So this is relative humidity, and we have gotten these values for the relative humidity. Okay, in the humidity as well, you can see this is the data. Now one more thing, we can also publish to the LED topic. Okay, as I've told in the programming section, there we had LED topic, and we can publish that data in here. And what that will do is we can basically turn on this LED over here on the board, or turn it off from 1 or 0. If we send this 1, we'll be able to turn this LED on. Okay, so it will take some time to publish the message, but I'll fast forward this. Okay, so as you can see, this turned on. Now we can turn it off as well if we write 0 over here. Okay, I'll write 0 and I'll publish it, and again it will take some time, but it will turn off. Okay, Alright, so you can see that has turned off. Okay, so we have read the temperature and humidity data from this PMOD sensor and we have sent it to the AWS cloud using this Wi-Fi module over here, the PMOD Wi-Fi module. Alright, so we have done the AWS example where we sent the temperature and humidity data from the sensor to the AWS IoT Core. Okay, and there we read the data. I'll try one more example to receive this temperature and humidity data on my phone. Okay, using Bluetooth. So we also have a Bluetooth module. So if you see, this is the Bluetooth module that they have given in the box. We can connect this PMOD Bluetooth module in here and we'll be able to send data through the Bluetooth. Okay, so we'll try that example. Alright, so we'll be creating a new project. We'll name it BLE underscore temp. Right, so it's created. Now we'll take our board, we'll place it over here, and we need to connect the temperature and humidity sensor as well as this Bluetooth module. Okay, so I'll take this Bluetooth, this is 14531, and I'll connect it to the PMOD over here, and for the sensors I'll be connecting this same temperature sensor. So I'll just take it and connect it over here. So this is the configuration. So we need to select this Bluetooth application. So I'll type BLE, we go into IoT and other, and here we should find sensor data over BLE. This is the template that they have provided. I'll use this for the application configuration, and now just build it. Okay, so these application configuration templates are like examples in the Arduino library, right? Usually in the Arduino you will have examples whenever you install in library. So these are kind of those examples. Starting off into the board, we are running these examples and we are testing how easy it is to basically configure these complex projects through these application configuration templates. Alright, so the project is built and here is the readme file again. What we need to do now is we need to go and download the .srec file over here. So I will basically simply download it and we'll flash it onto the board and we'll see it work. Let's go to the gflash link over here and I'll select this srec file that I downloaded and I'll program the device. Okay, alright, so let's go into the Play Store. The app name is QC Sandbox. Okay, so if we search it, this is the application by Renesas. You need to install it, so we'll install it. Alright, so I uploaded the code on this board. Let's go on to the app. If we go into the app, we'll have this Bluetooth low energy option. Let's give the permissions for BLE. Alright, so the device has appeared. If I hit connect, it is going to be connected, and now I can see the sensors over here, which is HS4001. This is the temperature and humidity sensor, and I'm getting the values in here as you can see, right? 26 degrees and 61 degrees. If I blow on to the temperature and humidity sensor, the humidity should increase. So let's try that out. Alright, so as you saw, the humidity has increased to 85 over here, 86, and temperature also slightly increased. Okay, so that is it. Other thing, we can also control the LED on the board. If I turn it on, you can see it turned on, right? So as you can see, this LED over here, the lower one, is turning on based on this button over here, right? So this is the Bluetooth application that we have run. This is the Bluetooth example. Right, so we have run the 3 examples on this board. This board is much more capable than those 3 examples, so you can write your custom codes and everything. Here the board has this Renesas chip which is based on ARM architecture, so you'll be able to do all the complex things that you do in STM32 here as well, and it has Arduino style headers as well, so probably the shields and all you can connect in here. Now since this was an introductory video to this board, we have implemented the examples, okay, the documentation examples that they have provided, and it was pretty easy to integrate everything and to run complex IoT examples on this board. So in the future I'll be writing some custom codes to implement on this board, and we'll be making different kinds of projects on this board as well. So here in this video we have seen the flow of development on this board, and we have run various examples, the 3 examples on this board. Okay, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching.